Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Angela, and today we're going to be talking about ways you can help your toddler transition when you are adding a new baby. Okay, so if you guys are new to my channel, then you might not know, if you've been around here, you obviously do, that I have 7 children. So I have done this transition thing with a new child multiple times. And so by no means am I an expert, but I do feel like it's gone pretty smoothly for us pretty much every time. So I figured maybe I just got lucky and maybe my kids just transitioned easily. But I just thought on the off chance that maybe we've done something right, that I would share with you guys kind of the ways that we help our toddlers prepare when we are going to add a new baby to our family. And yeah, just kind of ways we help them prepare to hopefully make the transition go as smoothly as possible. Okay guys, so the first big thing I think to remember is that toddlers are tiny people with super big feelings. Obviously this is why we deal with a lot of times tantrums and things like this at this age, because depending on what your child's verbal capabilities are, it can be just a really confusing time for them where they have all these big feelings but they don't know how to express them. They don't know how to get them out, and they just can't express themselves very well with words. So actions, tantrums, crying, all kinds of things are obviously very, very normal at this age. So with that said, I think it's important to do as much sort of hands-on preparation as we can, and to also have super realistic expectations of toddlers. And I always say, like with my kids, like I want to set them up for success. I don't want to set them up to fail at this, if you will. And what I mean by that is like the choices I make in the type of baby devices I get, right? Like I talked about this recently. We have 2-year-old twins. And so when we add to our family, we know that they are baby crazy. They really like babies. They really want to hold babies, touch babies. So we're not going to get like a 4Moms Momaroo thing that sits on the floor that moves back and forth, where it would be super tempting for them to just reach and grab the baby. A lot of times other good alternatives are taking like a pack and play and putting something like a bouncer seat inside a pack and play so that your toddler can't get in there and get to the baby. I also want to say that you know your child. You know your child better than anybody else. And I feel like this is so true for so many things with moms. Like we can take all the tips and advice from other people that we want, but that at the end of the day, you know your child better than anybody else. So ultimately, if something I say in this video, you're like, oh, that just wouldn't work for my kid because they're to this or they're like that or whatever, follow your own instincts and your gut with your child. So I just want to kind of add that caveat in there. So I know, you know, kind of what is safe and what's not safe with my particular children and their personality types when it comes to that kind of stuff. But as far as the toddlers themselves and things I do to prepare them. So like I said, my girls are 2. They turned 2 at the end of July, and their speech is pretty average. They're not behind, they're not ahead, they're just pretty average with their speech. So we like to do a lot of reading. I showed you guys this in a recent haul, this book called I'm a Big Sister. It's just a simple little fun book reminding children that their mommy and daddy still love them, that they love them too, and the baby. Talks about babies crying. Yeah, so it's a super cute little book, and I think that anytime you can pull them up in your lap, read to them, talk to them, that is always a good thing for children of any age about anything, really. This is also another book called A New Baby is Coming. This is one we've had for a while, and these books I do kind of keep in a safe place. Like I read these to the kids. These are books that mommy brings out and mommy reads to the kids. That way they just don't get like all messed up in between. But this one again talks about what will a baby do. The baby will sometimes cry. I also really love that it says, how do you get a new baby? And there's a little section here that says, new babies come a couple different ways. Sometimes a baby will grow in your mom's tummy. Other times babies are born somewhere else and your family adopts them. So I love that this little book addresses adoption as a way to grow your family. Because again, a lot of these books just talk a lot about there's a baby in your mommy's tummy and things like that. And obviously that is not the case for us. It probably is, might be for you, but maybe not. So I love that this book touches on adoption as well. This one is by Mercer Meyer. This is called The New Baby. I will link all of these books down below if you want to check them out, but it's just really, really sweet. And most of them talk about how, you know, mommy's going to go to the hospital and her belly's going to be big and she's going to come home and it's not. But I like that this one just starts with mom coming home from the hospital. So again, there's no belly talk, which is for us kind of important. And then this one is the Bernstein Bears New Baby book. It's just super cute. If you like the Bernstein Bears, just another good new baby book. So I will link all those down below so you can check those out. We really like to read to them and sort of use that as a way to prepare them. The other thing that we do is, and I have a little video from our vlog channel that's super cute that you guys can see. My husband kind of did it in a joking way in the video, like baby boot camp, where he got baby dolls and like had the twins feed them and give them bottles and change their diapers and put them to sleep and stuff like that. So it was cute for the video, but in truth, like that's really what we do is we make sure that we have baby dolls around. We talk a lot about how we treat babies. We show them how we're gentle with, so even with their baby dolls that sure you could just toss and throw, we try to encourage them to be really gentle, and it really just helps get them in the mindset of this is a baby and this is how we treat a baby. This is how gentle we are with a baby, that kind of thing. A lot of modeling behavior. Kids really learn so much through modeling behavior. As they say, they do what you do, not what you say. And so that's very, very true. So we love to give them those and just kind of see how, and we've done this really with all of our kids, and we found boy or girl, it doesn't matter. Some of our children really are into babies and baby dolls and enjoy that kind of like caretaking role, and others don't. And it's not gender specific in our house in any way. It's just some kids are really into that kind of thing, into babies and that parenting and nurturing role, and others just aren't. So you kind of have to know your kid too, because we have had children that just don't really care. We've luckily never had an issue with a child being overly aggressive or harmful to any of our, you know, new children or anything like that. That's never been an issue for us. Our kids have always been very welcoming and loving, but some have just been sort of indifferent at times, where it's not really so much that they always want to hold the baby or touch the baby. They just kind of are like, oh, you're here. Hi, welcome. You know, that's just kind of how some kids are, and it's okay. Not every kid is going to be overly like nurturing and loving and that kind of thing. So that's another thing too, is having kind of fair expectations and just understanding that just because your toddler isn't like over the moon excited about the baby, or maybe when you first bring the baby home, your toddler's kind of like, what is this? Kind of seems a little like, you know, like not too interested. That's okay too. It's totally normal. Again, that's where I come back to just really having very limited, low expectations, if you will, of your child. That's what I've always found to be helpful, is just kind of take their lead and see how they feel, see how they're reacting. Again, we like to give them babies to sort of practice with and play with. And then we also like to, you know, like I said, we make it special with the books, and we like to make it special as well by including something fun for them. So these shirts, I'm gonna leave the shop link down below because she did such a beautiful job on these. I cannot believe it. She reached out to me and offered to make these for the twins. They say Big Sister. This one has Amelia's name on it, and then Big Sister Ivy, and these are embroidered and they're so beautiful. Oh, I can't, I love it. They're like ruffly at the bottom. It's such a good quality, nice shirt, and then the embroidery is so beautiful. So hopefully you guys can see that, but I'm gonna leave her shop link down below so you can check her out. So if you are wanting to get some kind of Big Sister shirt or Big Brother shirt or something like that, definitely check these out. They're adorable. But I love this. This is a fun surprise for the kids as well. They get special Big Sister shirts because they're special. And I think the language we use and just how we act excited and like, oh my gosh, you're a big sister, and not so much like, oh, the baby, but like, congratulations, like you're a big sister. The other thing that we've also done for our kids, depending on their age, we haven't always done this. Again, like I said, we've adopted children of different ages and things, but we will also do sibling gifts. So when a new child or a new baby specifically would join our family, then we will get, you know, like the toddler child that's sort of now becoming not the baby anymore, get them a special present. a special toy, a special little gift or something like that. Because again, anything you can do to make them feel special and like this isn't just about you're getting a baby brother or sister, but you are becoming a big brother or sister. So making it more about like what they're becoming and not like, oh, well, by the way, you're losing your place as baby in the family, so sorry. You know, like I think that again, the way we talk about it, the language we use, and just how we encourage and give our kids space to just feel their feelings is really important. Once the baby is home, again, you're gonna have a better sort of barometer for how your child is responding and reacting, but trying to make sure that you are not just like, it can be hard when you're recovering and you're resting in bed with the baby, but still carving out special time for you and your toddler, whether that's just to read books or snuggle and watch a TV show together. Again, your recovery, whatever you're capable of doing, depending on if you've had a vaginal birth or a C-section or an adoption and you're physically fine, whatever you can, time you can squeeze in to make sure that your toddler's still getting some individual time with you. That gives time for, if you've given birth, making sure that your partner is getting, dad or whatever is getting good bonding time with the baby, doing skin to skin with the new baby, and you're getting time with your toddler. I wouldn't stress yourself about it though. I think that's one of the things that I see people do a lot is I feel like we as moms tend to fall into this like guilt, and we're like, this child, we like love them so much and we feel like we're displacing them, and part of us like feels guilty or bad in some way, and then we just work ourselves up over it. And when we don't, maybe a day goes by that the baby's been really fussy or cluster feeding or something like that, and we haven't gotten as much time with our toddler that day, feeling really like disappointed in ourselves, and like you have to like let that stuff go. Kids are really resilient, and becoming an older child and becoming a sibling is very natural and normal. So just again, giving them the tools to help them and doing the best that you can, but also I just think like giving yourself grace and not stressing. There are lots of people who have siblings. It's, again, kind of a pretty typical part of life. Obviously not everyone has siblings, but a lot of people do, and it's just kind of part of life. So I've always said like, I love watching my kids become older siblings. I love watching how they kind of take on this new role, this newfound pride in themselves, helping with the baby. It shows this compassionate, caring side of them that maybe you haven't seen before. It really can be such a beautiful thing. I think we just have to like remove some of the stresses. Like I said, do the best we can. Get them cute t-shirts, read them books, do a little role playing with them with babies, make sure that they kind of see how modeling behavior of how to treat a baby, how to hold a baby, how to be gentle with a baby and things like that. But then just be as realistic as you can and keep a sense of humor, because at some point your toddler's probably gonna poke your baby in the eye. Just heads up, it's probably gonna happen. Okay guys, so those are just kind of my tips. Like I said, take them with a grain of salt, or as I like to say, eat the meat and spit out the bones. Whatever you can take from this, take. Whatever's not useful to you, leave. Everybody's different, their family dynamics are different. You know your children best, but I just wanted to share with you guys, as we have added to our family and through 7 children now, things that I feel like have been helpful to us and that we kind of stick to each time to help the transition go as smooth as possible. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already, and I will see y'all again very soon. Bye.